Marcus Thompson had been cleaning the orbital research station's corridors for 3 years, and in all that time, he'd never seen anything quite like the creature huddled behind the waste recycling unit. It was no larger than a house cat, with iridescent scales that shifted between deep purple and silver under the artificial lighting. Wings, translucent and delicate as gossamer, were folded tightly against its trembling body. The creature looked up at him with eyes like liquid mercury, and when it spoke, its voice resonated not through the air but directly into Marcus's mind. "Can I sleep here tonight?" the small dragon asked, its mental voice carrying an exhaustion that seemed to weigh down the very atoms around them. Marcus set down his cleaning supplies, crouching slowly to avoid startling the being. "What are you?" he whispered, though he somehow knew the dragon would hear his thoughts as clearly as spoken words. "I am what your species would call a Draconis stellaris. A star dragon. My kind travels between worlds, feeding on cosmic radiation and stellar winds." The creature's scales dimmed with weariness. "But I am lost. Separated from my clutch during a solar storm near Proxima Centauri." The janitor had read about theoretical xenobiological life forms in his spare time, but seeing one was entirely different. "How did you get aboard this station?" "I followed the energy signatures of your fusion reactors. To me, they sing like distant stars." The hatchling's wings rustled weakly. "But your artificial environment, it's slowly poisoning me. Your recycled atmosphere lacks the quantum particles I need to survive." Marcus felt his heart tighten. The station was 3 months from the nearest planet, 6 from Earth. "What can I do?" The dragon's eyes brightened slightly. "Your waste recycling systems, they emit trace amounts of ionized particles. If I could rest near them, absorb those emissions, I might survive long enough to signal my kind." Over the following weeks, Marcus found himself returning to that section of the station during his night shifts. The dragon, who had given its name as something that translated roughly to "whisper of distant suns," grew stronger near the recycling units. They developed an unlikely friendship, the lonely human who had volunteered for deep space duty to escape his grief over losing his family in a transport accident, and the lost hatchling searching for its own kind. Whisper shared visions of its homeworld, a planet orbiting a binary star system where dragon families soared through crystalline clouds, feeding on pure energy. In return, Marcus spoke of Earth, of rain and forests, concepts the spaceborne dragon found fascinating. "Your species builds homes on solid ground," Whisper mused one night, scales shimmering with what Marcus had learned indicated curiosity. "Mine builds nests in the coronas of stars. Yet we both understand loneliness." As weeks passed, the dragon's ability to broadcast grew stronger. One evening, Marcus arrived to find Whisper practically glowing with excitement. "They hear me," the hatchling announced. "My clutch siblings. They're coming." 3 days later, the station's sensors detected an anomaly, 7 objects moving at impossible speeds, leaving trails of ionized particles. They materialized outside the viewing ports, adult star dragons, each the size of a small ship, their scales brilliant with starfire. Whisper pressed against the observation window, wings spread wide. "My family." Marcus watched as the adult dragons surrounded the station, their scales pulsing in complex patterns, a language of light. Whisper's own scales responded, and suddenly the janitor understood he was witnessing something unprecedented, first contact between humanity and a truly alien intelligence. "Will you come with us?" Whisper asked, as the dragons prepared to depart. "My family wishes to thank the human who protected their lost youngling." Marcus smiled, placing his hand against the glass where Whisper rested on the other side. "My home is here, with my own kind. But maybe this doesn't have to be goodbye forever." The dragon hatchling that had once asked to sleep in a corridor had become humanity's first ambassador to the stars.